and thus concludes season 1 of Heated Rivalry.
A
plus.
I mean, when we
Fuck
hit,
your grading system. A plus.
Moment you've all been waiting for. Heated Rivalry, episode 6, The Cottage, and it begins with, as we get our
notes in order
of notes, it begins with Scott Hunter winning the MVP, which is incredible because he won the cup. He did it for Kip. He brought Kip out, had this amazing moment. And what we talked about last week was the kind of hockeyness of how a player might handle such a big moment, because so much humbleness is projected onto hockey players.
Yeah.
And what Scott Hunter did, the public display of affection, is kind of counter to what a hockey player would do in that moment. But also, like, that was definitely the moment that hockey, the MLH, if you will, needed. So I wanted to see what was next for Scott Hunter, someone that we've always known as stoic and humble, and I wanted to see what happens next. And we get him accepting the MVP, and I thought that whether it was Tierney, whether it was whoever, and certainly how it was acted by Francois Arnault, I've talked to a few different people about this, and they've had different feelings, but I thought that acceptance speech was so hockey player. It was very humble. It was very, this is about the team. It was very like, I'm kind of uncomfortable with the fact that I did something so public because it's not usually what I would do, but it was also understanding that this is bigger than me at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I did something that is more important than anything I've ever won. So yes, I'm grateful for my team and my coaches and everyone who's gotten me to this point. But also, this is a year in which I started, or I guess a couple of years in which I really started to get to know myself, and this is why it happened. I thought that even the crustiest of old columnists wouldn't be able to say shit about that. I thought it was so good.
Well, part of that too is like there was a small part of me that really wanted some of the media reactions to what happened.
Yes.
Like, at least give me fucking Man on the Crease being canceled because they're so mean to Scott Hunter. Like, give me a cancellation of Man on the Crease based off of the things that they've said about that poor guy over the years. But I at least wanted to see like maybe like Sports Center or like TSN or how they might cover that coming out moment. But my bigger issue, why the fuck wasn't Kip there?
Yes! Why wasn't
Kip
Kip there?
watching at a bar when like the MLH awards would absolutely want him there after that being such a big moment?
There's definitely a practical reason for it, and it's because then they would have to figure out what to do with the crowd. Because if you've noticed in both this and when Shane and Ilya were presenting awards in the earlier thing, they never show the crowd because they don't have a crowd. They'd have to pay for extras. So obviously there's probably ways you could have manipulated it.
I mean, you could have just like called him like from like side stage or something.
Again, you can call him.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah,
that would be a little redundant.
I'm guessing it was literally just the budget thing that would have prevented them. But I mean, you could have done because like you have shots of them in the crowd. So like you could have done the like just a close up of like have a few extras behind them, like an award show, and then you could see him swooning. And
I also like that we got there was benefit in that we also got the bar, because that bar has kind of become important to the Heated Rivalry universe.
I will say there's also probably like in reality there probably would have been a little bit like maybe not a worry, but like it would have been more of like a spectacle if Kip had been there. Like people trying to like ask things of Kip and get like, and maybe that's just not what Kip wanted. Like Kip likes the sun, or Kip needs the sunshine, but maybe he's not necessarily a sunflower. You don't want all the sun.
Peter, you hit on something that I alluded to when I said in discussing how much I loved that scene. People saying like, there are different angles that I would have liked to seen, and it was the media reaction, because you had a cup when he said like I did something or something else happened after I won the cup that's gotten more attention, and there were a couple of like ow, which like if we were there would have been more of those. But then he says like I very publicly came out as gay, and there's some like there's a famous moment. It's not famous. It's famous to me when Billy Joel got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and he talked about how he's been accused of being derivative. And he says, and he tells a long story about how, like, when he was, he would listen to black artists growing up, but he found that there were none near him, and it's because that once upon a time they didn't let black people own land there, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he was talking about how much black music means to him and how much it's responsible for all the people in the room or whatever. And he said, he was like, so call me derivative because I'm derivative just like everyone in this room is, because if it weren't for black artists, none of us would be here. In the audience, this is before people started to like think about shit. The audience is like,
do we clap?
Are they mad at us? Is he making fun of us? Are we, what do we do on the right side? And I feel that the kind of muted reaction to him saying I very publicly came out as gay was
it was
maybe the audience having that moment.
Yeah, it might have been awkward, but it was like maybe perfectly awkward.
Yeah, because a lot of this is fucking uncharted territory.
Right.
And obviously you want everyone clapping and saying like, hell yeah, but maybe that would be part of the story that like
was this
old crusty writers would be like, what should I be clapping? Is it performative if I do this or whatever? Which instead of just like breathing and here in the moment, someone being like, hey, I did this big thing that's important, be like, hell yeah, you did, and you kind of move on.
Was this a conversation that you had with Greg Wyshynski? Because I saw him tweet, he was like, there would have been more applause.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Yes.
So Greg, you're wrong, bitch. No, I'm just kidding. We love Greg.
No. I mean, it struck him that, and then when I went back and I rewatched it, I kind of spent a lot of time thinking about it, talking about it with Julia of like, hey, like I didn't notice that he said that, and then the audience is like, so you did.
Yeah.
Interesting. We then get to the airport / car ride where Shane, yes?
I first thing I want to say, Jeep taking some huge fucking strays. As soon as he gets picked up.
Yeah.
Ilya's first thing says, is this a Jeep?
Valid.
And then Shane being offended, being like, no, it's British. It's practical. Nobody's ever fucking called a Land Rover practical or a Range Rover practical. A Land Rover, maybe. A Range Rover, it's like the most unpractical car in the world. Those things do not last.
Yeah, I mean, but at least he was, he got it because it was good in the snow, as he said.
I would be like, we're fucking hockey players. We all own this car. How is this your first time in this car? Every single one. We all own this or a very expensive high-end Audi. Like every single one of us.
They all own the Porsche SUVs.
Oh, is that right now?
Yeah. David Pasternak, I think, has 2 of them.
I remember Tuca had
famously, Connor McDavid has 2 of them. One in white, one in black, because in his house that is all white and black, they did like the face-off show, and they showed his garage, and it's the exact same car, one in white, one in black, his and hers.
Very interesting. Well, they drive to the cottage, and the car ride is very stiff. They're both scared, I would say. This is kind of the first time in a while, because something that is a big thing in this episode, but really I'll say like going back to when Shane got off the couch in episode 4 is Ilya like really locking in, doing his homework, taking this shit seriously. And this is the first time in a while that they've both just been like, I don't know what to do with my hands, a little stiff, a little nervous. And interestingly, where we've seen Ilya be more and more in and kind of catch up to the feelings of it more so than Shane, because Shane, I think, got there first, even though Ilya ends up saying a lot of the stuff first. Ilya, in this case, seems scared shitless.
Yeah.
Like more scared than Shane.
This, by the way, where I love the book readers. They're adding what I think is important context. In the book, apparently, Ilya's a huge car guy, and Shane drives a Jeep. But Jeep didn't want to be involved in the show or wouldn't let them use the name or whatever.
Good.
And
Fuck
so
Jeep.
Instead, they took a shot at Jeep, which I fucking love.
I appreciate that then.
Yeah, and it makes sense that Ilya would have been like, what
That's
the fuck
hilarious.
are you driving? That rocks.
We have to know, this is the funniest episode of Heated Rivalry.
Yeah,
There are
definitely.
so many laughs. There is like a
And
laugh.
it's all Ilya.
It's a lot. It's a lot, Ilya. We got to shout out our sweet boy, though, because he has the cottage to himself because he told his parents that he is doing a, quote, silent retreat, which I don't think is a thing.
All right, Aaron Rodgers.
But it just sounds like something someone would say, or that an athlete who's way into whatever unorthodox things.
James Van Riemsdyk would be into that.
James Van Riemsdyk would be hammering silent retreats.
yeah.
He hasn't been on our show in like a year.
He also
because
hasn't been silent in a year. That guy loves to talk.
I fucking love James Van
He's the best.
Newcomers to hockey fandom, James Van Riemsdyk. He's your guy. We've got it. That's a James Van Riemsdyk jersey.
He of the Bin Laden game.
Yes,
Check
he had a
that
Bin
out.
Laden game. You need to know about that. They arrive at the cottage, and Shane says, I didn't buy this. I had it built. Ilya says, oh, I know. And this is the first indication of what I'm talking about, where there's so many signs that Ilya is all the way in.
Yeah.
He's paying attention. He really cares. And quickly after, we get another sign, which is kind of a big one, that Ilya has been saving himself.
Yeah,
Which, like, you knew, like, love had been said in Russian, but I'm like, these fuckers are going to tell each other they love each other.
I mean, that fella loves to fuck. Men, women, just loves to fuck.
Not as much as he loves Shane, though.
I think
true.
he's been honking his bobo.
He's been honking that Bobo relentlessly.
He's been honking on the
Probably
Bobo.
still not as much as Hayden.
We're getting Hayden stuff soon, and I can't wait.
Well, no, it's the off season, so he's home with his wife, which means he's just pumping out kids.
Oh, something I want to ask for book readers. Shane also says he hasn't been seeing other people, and I believe a book reader had said to me, even though I said respectfully, no spoilers, please. Somebody had said, correct me if I'm wrong, that Shane was not a one-man man.
Oh,
That
really?
he had maybe had moments with other men. Please, chat. We'll continue to talk about this.
Was it Rose's friend? Because I know Rose's friend was interested in him, and I think that I saw a comment saying that like that interest was more mutual in the books at some point.
Interesting. I mean, I didn't have a damn problem with Rose's friend.
Yeah, I did. With him just like going up behind him.
Oh yeah, there was
that was
some-
weird as hell.
There was-
Immediately after trying to fuck Ilya as well.
Yes, giving him the eyes. He was just that boy was horny.
Yeah, go crazy.
The cottage once
Yes.
again. A lot of fucking windows.
All
a
open.
lot of fucking windows.
But how great is that moment where Shane puts down the privacy shades and Ilya puts them back up? Lamp boy needs his natural light. Windows and doors not having shades, by the way, not an issue in this episode. That will not come up later at all.
No, definitely not. Well,
No.
they do have shades. He famously said no to them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, or you not having shades down,
Used.
Used.
I do want to say, I had an issue with the grossness of the tuna melt sex, in the sense that like I don't want to be near anyone after they eat a tuna melt.
Tuna melt's
That's
rock,
just
though.
a me thing. Yeah, but like the smell is
No,
gross, and
completely
I
valid.
believe they said Rachel Reid did that on purpose because it's the unsexiest food that you could think of. Another thing, and you know this about me, if you're getting off a plane, I ain't going near you until you shower.
Oh,
Do not touch me if you've gotten off a plane. I don't want to touch you if I've gotten off a plane. Plane germs are disgusting. They had sex immediately after he got off the plane. I did not like that. It was very distracting.
I never even thought about that part.
Gross. Gross.
do we have an answer on Shane seeing other people in the chat? Did anybody fill us in on that? Yeah, let's get current.
Chat's moving way too
Chat is,
fast.
but it says that it. I think I saw it suggests that it could go up. It should say it.
like it's updating. It's like,
All right, yeah. Let's just make sure we keep the most recent ones coming. So if they so they say that he did. Just an interesting note. I was wondering about it. Now, Shane, our sweet boy, makes 8 burgers because he looked up a recipe and it made 8 burgers. Now, there are a couple of spots here where we can maybe check in on our sweet boy. One, of course, being that he looked up a recipe for how to make hamburgers. And to that, I say, fair play.
What?
If you don't know how to make hamburgers, which personally I do, I'm older than Shane.
Okay, but
if you don't know how to make hamburgers,
That's
if
not
you
a
wanna
recipe.
check-
That's instructions. A recipe is like, what are we talking about?
no, I mean if it depends on what kind of burger you're making. Like if you're making the burger with like, you know, where you use eggs and like
Oh, respectfully to Shane, he ain't doing that shit. I think that if you got a recipe for 8 burgers, it's probably coming off of the box that has 8 burgers in it.
Oh no! I mean, if he did that, then
he's not a box. What does that even?
And no,
You just buy
Shane, a
ground
burger
beef.
recipe is just like eight burgers.
Yo, Shane does not eat shit out of boxes.
Yeah, he
Shane
definitely-
don't make fucking jokes. Shane,
he tried.
Shane makes like healthy stuff. He like his only vice is ginger ale. So he's not buying a box of Bubba's, bro.
So at what point do you come across a recipe for 8 burgers? If you're
Sean,
on the
can we do a
internet,
number crunch? Look up burger recipes and see how many they feed. I'm like all in on you must look up recipes for burgers.
All right, so I'm typing in burger recipe. First one that comes up. Well, hold on. Let me get like a. All right, I'll go to the New York Times. New York Times, the best burger recipes. and
Which is
tips.
what he would use because he likes the New Yorker. That runs in the family.
Let's see. Okay, well, the first tip is use a light touch. So leave. Okay, I don't know what the New York Times is doing. They're. Do we want smash burger, diner burger, thick burger? Thick backyard burger.
Yeah, those are backyard burgers.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see what the New York Times. Trying to make me pay for shit.
Pay for it.
Out of here.
Pay for it. We have a Patreon now.
I mean, I just found that crazy that he just come in 8s. And like, even if you make 8, you don't have to cook 8 all at once.
So that is the next part of it, which is not only does he look up a recipe for burgers, he follows it so closely, even though it is not what he sought out to make.
Can I rant
His
for a
goal was
second?
to make burgers for him and his guy, and he found something that said, here's how to make burgers for a lot of people. And he said, you're the boss.
Also, if you do make 8 burgers, if you put 8 burgers on the grill and you make 8 burgers, you don't have to dress all 8 burgers. He dressed all 8 burgers, bun, lettuce, all that shit.
So like that's where Shane,
Not true.
I don't want to
Yes,
pull
it
the
is.
No, he had the burgers on buns, but he had the toppings sliced up on dishes for you to add yourself. I distinctly remember there was a dish with 3 compartments that had the lettuce, tomato, and onion that you could add to your burger yourself.
I thought that there was a scene at the table where when they were eating
There was
the
a plate
burgers
of 4 burgers on buns, and maybe they had cheese, but they did not have the toppings because I distinctly remember there being.
I think they were on buns at least.
They were definitely on buns.
Yeah.
I need to rant real quick. I don't care about the fucking life story of whoever's putting recipes on the internet.
Yo,
because they
Yeah,
decide to write a fucking novel before they get to the actual recipe. The first recipe that came up for me serves 6 patties.
It's that, and it's I've complained about this before, probably on past episodes of Brunch, which is where is something streaming? And then there needs to be a law against writing 8 pages about your like family lineage.
It's got to be an SEO thing where you got to qualify with a word count to end up in a
Okay,
search.
A very fascinating detail, though, is that this website gives you the option to have the measurements in U.S. customary or metric. And since he's Canadian and they were in Canada, if you go to metric, it's asking you for 907.18 grams of ground beef.
So you think there was a
the
lost in
math.
translation
The math
thing?
is way harder if he's doing it in metric.
I will also say for the putting the buns on it and everything and making all of them, not to slam down the neurodivergent card, but there's something to completing a task. I got my nephew like an insane Mario Kart like racetrack thing, and we were building it. And like once I'd made like one of the loops, and he like took the car and he was like, "Yeah, we'll be able to go like this one." And I was like, "Put that fucking car away. We're finishing this.
Yeah.
Like we're starting this. We're finishing this. So respect to Shane for doing that. Okay,
Extra
like,
burger is not the end of the world.
What's that?
I said extra burgers is not the end of the world, but that was a wild touch in that scene.
All right. Chat says this episode's going to be 3 hours long. We do have to kind of get this moving because we are taping with the guest after this. Okay. So they're talking about Shane's dad, and Ilya again is like kind of showing the signs of like, I remember everything. So he's like you. He reads the New Yorker, all that. The amazing exchange of fuck you. He played hockey for McGill, and then Ilya's reaction. Oh, McGill? What the fuck? Like Al Pacino. Like what the fuck is McGill?
He was so funny in this episode. There were a lot of laughs, courtesy of Ilya's sarcasm.
And then you get the fire pit where Ilya does not know shit about birds, and maybe I'm just a big softy. I'm defending everybody here. The loon rocks Ilya's shit, and it would not rock mine because I know what a loon is. But if I did not know what a loon was and I heard that for the first time and I was by myself, I'd be scared.
Himself.
No, but like I was gonna say, like no adults around, they'd come eventually. But I don't know, like we don't have firearms or bows or anything.
I mean, if you get spooked by a loon once, fine. But like he was fooled twice.
Well, also,
And you're filled in. He was told that is a loon.
he grew up around wolves, likely.
Yeah. So it does trigger an alarm for him.
It's probably a little. He's like, we need to get inside.
I was more like thrown off by that he had apparently never seen fire before or experienced a fire. Where he's like, what do we just look at it? It's like, yes, that is quite literally the oldest human tradition, staring at fire. It is inherently built into us that is what we do, and we love it.
Lost in translation. No, in Russia, if you like fire, it's part of the pro. What do they call it? Like the pro LGBTQ alliance. They like their blanket thing of like, if we want to throw you in jail for something, we'll just say it's this.
Just no
fire or pro gay stuff in Russia, which is why Ilya wants a different passport, which I don't totally understand. We'll hit that in a second. But
chat's pointing out Ilya's a city boy from Moscow.
Oh yeah, yes,
I guess that's true.
No wolves.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess that's probably true.
Okay. We've said a lot about Connor's story deserving awards for this show, but the scene where Ilya reveals that his mom killed herself when he was 12 and that he found her, where he's lying on Shane's lap, is the mom stuff in this episode, I guess on both sides, is incredible. But that scene from like partial monologue of him lying on the lap, looking at the fire, being consoled as he tells this super personal thing. We love Hudson Williams in Connor's story. So we've said a million times, there's been a lot of scenes where they've really wowed us, but damn, man, like that shit got me.
I mean, this whole episode, that both of them were unbelievable. So good.
There was a scene inside the cottage. I meant to screen grab it where like Connor's story, like let Connor's story out for a second, and he's like flashing this smile that we've all seen so many pictures of both these guys now, that it was like that huge, because Connor's story has like IRL, if you haven't seen photos, has this like incredible smile. It's so big, but it doesn't scare you away. And he's like turning a corner or something. Maybe it's when he's following him into the room, and he's got this huge smile on, and I was like Leo pointing. I'm like, this guy's having too much fun.
Yeah.
He fucking knows that he's cooking right now. The next morning, Shane and Ilya play MLH as each other's rival teams, or as their own rival teams. Behavior grade? How do we like that? Shane as Montreal, Ilya as Boston.
Video games is where you get that stuff out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not the first time they played with each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Now,
Also, like that is like playing video games and what comes later with your bro. Like that sounds like the best time ever.
it might have been, someone in the chat says that it might have been the during the bellboy role playing, which was amazing.
During the bellboy?
Yeah. Where he's telling him what rooms he has to offer.
Oh, yeah.
And then Ilya's like, shut up, man. Respectfully trying to get down right now.
Also, he said that Shane says that only one of the rooms has a king bed. The master suite does not have a king bed.
No, I believe he says that they all have king beds, but that was not a king bed.
Not a king bed.
The master bed, that bedroom was the only one with an ensuite bathroom.
Right. But no. But he said they all have king beds. The bed that they were in was not a king bed.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now we get to the good stuff, the real important stuff. This is why we do it. Shane gets blown while Ilya is on the phone with Hayden, and we've put Hayden on a few watches. We love Hayden. We love him. Thanks to whoever got us the cameo. Hayden is on can't tell he's listening to a blowjob watch.
Most obvious phone blowjob I've ever heard in my life.
The man sounds like he's dying.
Shane was struggling. That was the most obvious blowjob happening of all time. And for a sex addict not to recognize it, I think he's off sex addict watch.
I will say in Hayden's defense, I have never heard someone getting a blowjob on the phone. I'm not positive that I would
because you never use the phone. You never answer our calls or text.
But you're like
you would hear it.
You're generally aware of what it sounds like when somebody is getting a blowjob.
But also, I wouldn't think, especially like with his relationship with Shane, where Shane's like real coy about his sex life and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't think. I don't know. I'm going to defend Hayden. I don't think that if I was hearing what he was hearing on the other side of the phone, I would have immediately been like, this dude's getting a fucking blowjob on the other end of this. What's going on? Like, I think I'd be like, what's happening over there? But I don't think I would immediately jump to blowjob.
Okay, Shane's explanation for this is Amazon is at the door, which does not make sense. Sorry, I've been panting very heavily and muting myself.
If you ran to the door.
No, he says he has to go, and then he says Amazon's at the door.
Yeah, which doesn't make any sense.
So, sorry, Amazon's been at the door, so I've been melting down and muting myself for 8 seconds at a time. Which, by the way, Ilya, I don't know what kind of tricks you got up your sleeve, but he got what he wanted quick. He called his shot, and he finished that job with.
Are you finish shaming?
No, I'm not Ilya. I'm saying.
I know.
I'm saying Ilya was like called his shot. He was like, not only am I going to get you hard.
He didn't really play by the rules. He said no touching, and he touched immediately. There was a lot of touching.
Yeah. Oh, Sean, you got that? Awesome. We'll hit that very soon, actually. Okay. After, Ilya says that it was hot because Shane likes to be bad, and Shane tells him, that's not what this is. Not now, quote, and not for a long time. We're a thing, bucko. They're starting to have talks, and it's not the talk that they end up having shortly after, but like that's a big ass relationship moment because it's not like they're not putting a label on it or whatever, but just starting to do process of elimination of like, we may be at my cottage in secret, but we're not running around because it's hot.
Right. No, and like they're starting to check each other when it comes to those moments.
Yeah. Like that's not what like fucking watch yourself, buddy. I'm not just your good time pal.
Right.
I do love someone said that Hayden was just he just was yapping so hard that Hayden does strike me as the kind of guy that would get into like he's talking to somebody and he's just like the rest of the world doesn't exist.
Especially when he's trying to like escape his family and his 19 children.
You can hear fucking gunshots on the other end.
He's just in the bathroom on the phone, not letting anybody else get a word in.
That is entirely plausible. Great point, Sean. Okay, once again, we get an amazing couch scene where they're super far apart. If I see those two boys on a couch and maybe just their dudigs, pardon my Armenian, their little toesy woesies are touching, I know I'm getting something good. Dude, big Quentin Tarantino would freak for this episode.
Well, there was no close-ups on the toes. It was just they were.
Nope, there was a close-up of the sneaks under the table.
Yeah, but that's heel, not toe.
Nice little callback to the what was that for? That presser they had.
The presser went.
Yeah.
Was that the award show?
No, I think was it the introductory presser or maybe it was the award show.
I can't remember.
Maybe it was they were entering the league. I think it was before the draft or something like that.
Yeah, it must have been or
maybe first All-Star game.
Yeah,
oh yes, it must have been. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Because if it was when they were going into the league, they had not yet consummated the relationship, as our good friend Joe Bluth would say. Okay, they discuss Ilya's future, and he needs a non-Russian passport. He's thinking of leaving Boston when he's a free agent. He says that he could marry Svetlana, or he could marry another girl, but his problem is he's thinking about a slow hockey player with a weak backhand, and this is a very Shane-heavy scene, because Shane now, after saying, like, hey, you don't get to say that this is anything that it isn't, is now kind of back into, like, am I overstepping my bounds if I say, like, no, please don't do that. And he eventually says, like, don't marry Svetlana.
I hope you're going to say what I don't know.
I'm going to hockey out for a second. The Sidney Crosby having
exactly
a weak backhand is fucking insane.
So like the comparison that has been made, or like the influence of these two players, Shane is often compared to Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
My brother in
sick
Christ,
backhand.
Sidney Crosby's most notable attribute is that his backhand is unbelievable.
That was so funny to me.
Maybe that's a throwing off the scent kind of thing.
You think?
Maybe, I don't know, but that absolutely
Plausible
rules out
deniability,
Sid. Yeah.
It could not possibly be him. I love it. But Shane says, like, don't marry Svetlana.
Yeah.
And you know,
Hudson Williams' facial acting in that scene, just A+.
Yeah.
He looked so angry and so concerned when Ilya brings up the possibility of marrying Svetlana.
Which,
Okay.
yeah.
This I love. Shane wakes up Ilya in the middle of the night with an idea about signing in Ottawa, and it is not bad. He says they don't have a first-line center, and they've got tons of cap space. So, like, now we're talking. And Shane's idea is that Ilya plays for Ottawa, Shane stays in Montreal, and they start a charity together and pretend to develop a friendship and, like, become boys as a result of this. And what really comes of this conversation, though, is that the end game is they're together long term. And now, because we are a hockey show, Sean, if you have this, odds for Ilya Rozanov's next team, because he is a free agent next summer, Boston has to be the favorite, returning to Boston.
Yeah.
But then you got the Admirals. That makes sense. They're recent champs.
They're trying to capitalize on the Scott Hunter window because Scott Hunter is a billion years old, according to Man in the Crease, and will soon be out of the league. They need a new star.
Sean, what's Ottawa on here, by the way?
Ottawa's not even on people's radar.
Because Ottawa would not be on people's radar.
Because I was thinking like the other cities that were in the show, like Winnipeg, like they're not thinking he's going to some random Canadian market.
How about Houston? Do we know how Houston ended up faring with the third overall pick in the MLH draft when those two went 1-2?
Hasn't been heard from
Hasn't
since.
really heard from
Bust.
Houston. Maybe a bust. Montreal, you'd say that he's not going to go to a rival, but
Probably
dead
not,
last at plus 10,000 odds. That's Buffalo.
He's not going to that fucking city.
Because like if he said, I don't know what he's said publicly about Buffalo,
Yeah,
but he's
fair.
probably let something slip at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
He's got a little cockiness to him. He probably let one rip in a post-game presser being like, Buffalo's a joke.
Oh, wait. Yes. Someone asks about income tax.
Cap's going up.
None of these would apply then, right?
No, none
All
of these.
of these are
Heavily taxed,
Heavy
quite
taxed.
frankly.
Houston.
Oh, no. Yeah, Houston's good.
Oh,
Houston,
is-
no
is-
income
is
tax.
Texas?
Yep.
Tex-
Dallas,
okay.
yep. So in the book, says Sealy, Ottawa is terrible and has been for a while. But there is, I mean, if there's cap space and there's the opening, my question is Ilya concerned with, like, the media storm that might come from him randomly leaving a team with which he's won a cup to go to a bad, like, rebuilding sort of team? So would he need to, like, really cash in so people think, oh, he just went and he chased top dollar? Or is he still trying to win? Does he go there and just say, like, no, I like Ottawa?
Yeah, I don't know. And I mean, people in the chat are saying like all those places are too far away from Shane. These are the public odds.
Yeah, they
these are
don't know
public
about
odds. This
Yeah,
is not.
That's why Montreal or Ottawa wasn't on there.
Vegas.
I mean, insider
Vegas,
trading,
Vegas
we're-
often knows a lot. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So, that's. Are we going to get to the Shane's mom's reaction?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
She
I'll
rocks.
save my thoughts.
She
until
fucking
that.
rocks. That's
Yes.
my first thought.
100%.
Ilya says, I love you first, and it's reciprocated, but he's now said it first twice in multiple languages. Shane, keep up, bud.
Yeah, I know.
man
Learn
is
one language for me. I mean, can we get a French I love you? He is in Montreal. He should know French.
J'adore,
Is that I love you?
je t'aime?
I don't know. Lil Uzi just released a song in
Oui,
French.
oui.
Really?
Shit rocks. He's not in French, but he does his little Uzi thing, and then there's like a woman's voice singing in French. It's a vibe.
All right, we're going to play that music video, but we can't actually play the music, so what we're going to have is royalty-free music,
La
just so it
cucaracha.
kind of just like gets a little something in your ear. Hit it, Sean. Okay, the last two episodes, Ilya, this is just like every time something happened that made me think like, Ilya, man, like you are stepping the fuck up. I noted it, and obviously saying I love you again.
The breakdown in bed was like, that was so good. That
Because-
was an unbelievable moment.
Because you get Shane saying that it could be a camp that raises money for suicide prevention. And my first tears of the episode was, she would have loved you like I love you. Ilya's mom is now my favorite fucking person on this show. And
that she was for like a scene, and then we got Shane's mom, and I'm a huge fan of Shane's mom.
Same.
But seriously, that line, I think, I mean, it's different. You're getting different doses of dopamine from either a laugh or a cry or whatever. But for my money, that's the best moment of the show, because the development of Ilya going from this like carefree young hotshot, which is totally understandable, to this really caring, serious, for lack of a better term, like person you'd want to bring home to your parents, has been so believable.
Definitely.
And I said it last week, where in episode 2, you'd think there's like with the "we didn't even kiss" moment, you would think there's no way there's going to be a point where Shane is, or Ilya is just like emptying his heart on the phone. And it completely makes sense that he got there. Character development.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Like I'm such an Ilya guy. I love both these guys. But we get another sign, by the way, that he's doing his homework, because he watched whatever yoga video Shane did.
Well, we know that.
What's that?
We know that. He's been watching that. He watches that in front of Svetlana, and Svetlana's
Oh,
like,
yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. And to a degree, and maybe this is to set up the dad thing, but he also knows where Shane's keeping when Shane does not have his phone on him.
Yeah, I
Because
know.
splish,
Yeah.
splash, my guy's taking a
that
bath.
one's like, we're phone watching now. This is how invested we are.
Yeah.
But I did like the writing of him mentioning that he left his phone in the kitchen and it had been ringing all morning, because that is a nod to his dad trying to get in touch with him. And since he doesn't, he comes on over.
I didn't put that together. Yeah.
Yes, Daddy is home. He bounces after catching them. And then they go to talk to him, and Ilya wears the Raiders shirt to see the parents. First of all, behavior on this.
Like behavior on him wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
I think in that moment, you're not really like, let me put on a good outfit.
mean,
you're
he
just
had-
throwing on
had.
the
He had
first
the
thing.
perfect response. Do they not know that I play for Boston?
Right.
Like, what? I
That
don't know
also
why
got a huge laugh out of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ilya's such a fucking dick in the best way possible.
Side note, I want that fucking t-shirt. They make it, but they have Rosanov on the back, which is not screen seen, because he does not have Rosanov on the back. He's not wearing a
in poor
Rosanov
taste.
jersey. That would be... I'm not taking my partner to meet my parents wearing their... Like, I didn't wear What Chaos merch to meet Julia's parents. And even if I did, it doesn't say, like, DJ
Right.
on it. Also, did you notice they make the Raiders established in 1924? So
They're very.
Oh, yeah.
they're
that does
very
not
up.
throw people off the scent.
No, I mean they did it on the metros as well.
Yeah.
They talk about the
Not
Metros.
the metros, the admirals.
Yeah,
but then they talk about the Metros being the best
winningest-
franchise ever.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yeah.
they
Better
are
than the
up to
fucking
date.
Yankees.
They are up to date.
They
on
shit
this
on
shit.
the New York
I
Yankees.
know. I
Talk
did not.
dirty to me.
I did not expect Shane
I
giving a
know.
jab at the New York Yankees. That is my
this show
sweet
is
boy.
for us.
I don't think we have the picture, but you all know what we're talking about. Shane and Ilya arrive at the parents' house.
Oh, we have the picture.
And Shane and Ilya are standing there in the hall, which is, I don't know if I realized it in real time, but I certainly started seeing pictures of it online after, and I was like, this is going to be a meme forever. It's still such a great picture. You've got the Ilya doing the like holding his hands in the uncomfortable thing.
Which is so like the most like getting introduced to your girl's
Yeah.
parents type vibe ever.
Yeah, right. Even for a guy that's that cocky and has
Yeah.
accomplished that much and is like so full of himself at times, at least outwardly, that moment he is so uncomfortable and so nervous.
What was
and
your-
you can kind of tell with the body language.
What was your caption for this photo?
I mean, this would have absolutely been like, Mom, I threw up.
Yeah, someone in the chat
Yeah.
said that. Mine was, there's a monster under my bed and we both peed. Like, I brought the monster with me.
The way that Ilya's kind of like a lot more nervous than Shane, it's giving me like they're asking if Shane can spend the night. Kind of.
Oh, can
Or
we
if-
sleep over?
if-
Yeah.
Can Ilya?
Can we have a
sleep
sleepover?
His
Which
mom
they
already
kind of are asking.
Yeah,
that.
his mom already said yes. Can Ilya spend the night?
Yeah, we are kind of asking that already. I did want to ask, how did you feel about Shane's dad driving away?
In the moment, I felt, look, like this is real life. I know it's fictional,
Right.
but like
Yeah.
this is a real life moment for this guy. He did not expect this. He didn't know. He is infringing on someone's privacy. He did kind of crash his party, and he's like, I saw something that was not supposed to be shown to me. So I think that I can't get inside his brain, but I wonder if it's a combination of like that I wasn't supposed to see that and like just not knowing what to do.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was definitely
because-
not ideal, but it was not good or bad.
It was
Yeah,
a
I
panic
think-
that I think
Yeah.
like whether it was like good or bad, I think like it was an understandable panic for
Right.
somebody who didn't know anything about that.
I think
Yeah.
it was clearly like because like the other detail was like when Ilya and Shane got to his parents' house and the dad was sitting next to the mom, but when he walked in was like, I have to tell you something. She's like, what's going on? Because like he clearly hadn't told the mom yet at that point. And I think it was very much like like you said, I wasn't supposed to see this. I'm gonna let Shane. Like if Shane wants to pretend this didn't happen, I'm gonna give Shane that opportunity.
Yeah.
And if mom doesn't want to know, I'm gonna give.
Please
him
throw
that
up Ilya's comment.
you,
That
Ilya.
is an unbelievable read.
He'll show them silent retreat. The man silently retreated.
That is so good.
I also love that Shane was upset. He's like, my parents are gonna be pissed I lied to them.
Yeah. Which is like, that is, he not only in that moment, but
Yeah.
lied for years.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what he was concerned about. But,
Tony X, the dad said fuck it and left.
Yeah, right.
At the parents' house, the parents seem mostly confused by the Ilya part, which not to like immediately like pull up my magnifying glass and being like, how accepting are you of your gay son? Like, are you having the right reaction to this and everything? Because like these are people who are in a moment they've not experienced in life. So like I'm giving them a little grace as long as they're respectful there. But it is funny to me that like they kind of only care about like him.
I know, yeah. I mean, it's fair. They did say like, we had an idea that maybe you were gay, or like maybe we thought it would be a possibility. Just not with this fucking bozo.
And I have to imagine, like, to a certain extent, especially if you're like reasonable, accepting people, and you did have the suspicion that he might be gay, like the bigger shock is the fact that he has been lying about his entire like public personality for a decade. Like that rivalry has been like the center of his character within the MLH.
And
they
like
found out that was a whole lot.
What we know about his mom is that his mom is a diehard hockey fan. So
Yes,
I'm sure that rivalry being actually like a love story rocked her world more than her son being gay.
Her shitting on him for wanting to leave Boston was the fucking best.
That's the
Are we
kind of
here?
passive aggression. We can do it. I have one more thing
sorry,
I want to hit, but
yeah.
like that's the kind of like passive aggression that
It was not that passive.
that I want from parents learning that their son is gay, which is like, and your boyfriend doesn't fucking care that he
doesn't
was
stand for
taken with the
anything?
top
Yeah.
two pick and blah, blah, blah.
I love-
That's so funny.
I love, first of all,
You would have hated Quinn Hughes.
first of all, like, gotta mention the weird, and then Ilya chiming in with lovers to break the tension was just the best laugh that I had in the episode.
Yeah.
Because he
Hand
also
on the
doesn't know how to
shoulder,
do that.
And Shane being like, brother, shut the fuck up.
But it's also like he's ESL. Like English is a second language, so it's understandable that in moments, especially like this, he
he's
wouldn't
got
have
a pretty strong
I
grasp
know,
on
but
the
it's
English
but like
language.
it's understandable that in moments like this he wouldn't have the perfect words to use because he's obviously never gone through any. Like he's known who he is his sexuality for a while.
Lovers, though? What is he, like 60 years
I'm
old?
just
He's not
saying.
a boomer.
Like, but like also, what is he supposed to say to
He
describe?
says boyfriend like 10 minutes later.
No, but he was describing like their relationship before they were committed to each other.
That's true.
And he's not going to be like we were hooking up. We've been fucking for years. Like he's trying to
We're
be
lovers.
He's trying to be tasteful around his boyfriend's parents. that he's
Even
being with right now.
Shane, like
Stooping your son.
the sweet feelings boy, being like, "Oh, don't say lovers. That's fucking gross." It's so funny,
Man, but it is right. Like Sean brought up a point that we've kind of hit a bunch. Like you do have to remember that this is everyone's first time in this situation. They do not, if anybody would have read up on a playbook, I was gonna say it would be Shane, but like Ilya's been a pretty studious cat in recent episodes. But there isn't a perfect playbook for this. They don't know how to do it. All Shane knows is that he's fucking uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I mean, Shane's the most uncomfortable of the four people here, right?
I think that
And I mean,
I think that Shane handles it very, very well, better than I expected him to.
He did have, like,
I
a full
would
breakdown
say
at one
from
point.
body.
He had a panic attack, like, so, yeah.
But he
Yeah,
has,
but
even
I know
then
it's
he was
reasonable.
saying-
Yeah.
yeah.
Like he had the words. it just like it caught up to him. But body language wise, it feels like Ilya is the most uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I mean, stiff as a board.
Maybe that's because we know what Ilya, how he handles himself normally, and it's not like that.
Yeah.
But like it was such a stark contrast to what he's usually like. I do love
Chat,
that.
by the way, sorry to interrupt. Chat says lovers is like how it would be said in Russian.
Okay, all right.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like,
yeah.
he doesn't know how necessarily, he knows words. He doesn't know how to like translate the idea, I guess.
I do love that before Shane's mom shifts to the momager mode, they have their heart to heart.
Yes.
And that to me was really, really great. Like their heart to heart outside when she kind of excuses herself was an unbelievable scene where like he apologizes and she says like, you have nothing to apologize for. And then she apologizes. And it just felt like a very genuine, well-written moment. And then it's, when they've had enough of the emotion of it all, she's like, all right, enough. And then shifts into that mode.
It's like
My note is that Shane and his mom have this very difficult but super important moment in which Shane so heartbreakingly tells his mom that he tried to be straight, and they have this like kind of reckoning respectfully over what their relationship's been and how she's been and the sort of things that like she's pushed and what kind of mom she's been. But they have this moment that they need to have. And in that moment, they are mother and son, and it's all love. Cut to back inside. She's building a brand deck.
It's the best.
She's building a fucking brand deck of like, okay, gay money time.
Well, yeah. That's first off, I love the journey that they took to that conversation, because like even though she was like being good about it, I think like when she got up from the table, there was still a sense of like, does she have a problem with this?
Right, but
like,
I think that it fits her character where
Yeah.
she's like such a managerial
Yes.
mom and like business like, where when she's hit with that kind of emotion, she doesn't necessarily know how to handle it and
yeah.
just kind of has to remove herself.
Yeah, but I like the fact that like he went out there with like, she might be like upset by the fact that I'm gay, so like
Right.
I'm gonna explain to her that like I tried for you, mom. And then also like this is everyone's first time experiencing this, like her not even thinking about the like, maybe he doesn't want to come out. Like we're just like we're getting this money, baby. Like you being gay is good for the brand, and then he's like, I'm not ready to come out.
So
by
tough,
the way.
but I mean, that is who that person is.
Yeah, like it's great character.
He can tell, and he says to her, he's like, hold off, like let's kind of pump the brakes and.
2 NHL salaries in the family. She's happy.
Oh, she should be.
I will say somebody in the chat said like I think having the coming out conversation with your mom is one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do. Like I'm not gay, but I had to bring my mom some like really difficult stuff in my life. And that was like the hardest conversation I've ever had. So I definitely understand that. And you know this about me. The one thing that I really appreciated about the scene, or not the one thing, but one of the things that I really appreciate about the scene is that they did not do the dramatic music thing. Like they let the writing and the conversation speak for itself. Like there was some like airy music at some point that kind of came in, but it was not some cheap, cheesy, dramatic music that would have cheapened, I think, the scene for me as like just a kind of like a viewer. They were confident enough in the writing, in the scene, and the acting that they let it speak for itself, and I so very much appreciate that.
Tell me Beach House by CRJ wouldn't have fucking hit so hard there. They just dropped, I got a beach house in Malibu and I'm probably I'm sorry, mom, your feelings. That would be, yes, that's a big thing of Pete, like where there's a big moment and the people are doing it. The moment is like already spoken for by the acting and the writing. You're so right. Great observations. Got to talk about 2 more things with the parents. The father says, when did this happen? The All-Star game. You two had such great chemistry. If you are new to hockey, I'm going to have a hard time explaining how funny it is that someone would take 2 of the best players in the league scoring a bunch of goals in an all-star game as an indication that they might
gay.
Be lovers.
I get it.
So in all-star games, no one tries. They don't try. They don't play defense. They don't hit each other. So like the score is like 33-29.
And the only thing that they're really trying to do there is having fun with stars they don't get to play with. Like you'll have like Connor McDavid and Nathan McKinnon set each other up for like some sick one-timer because you don't get to do that in real life. Like that is the most like predictable part of an all-star game.
That was the best.
That's
an incredible read on
Also,
it that I had not considered.
The dad being like, I couldn't find a fucking phone charger. Like I only have one phone charger. That's the most like, this guy's fucking clueless, but it's awesome.
Yeah, honestly, Shane's dad might be on big time idiot
Like,
watch.
it's
but
honestly
like
a little
endearing idiot.
It's honestly a little shocking that he was like, he instantly realized that Shane was gay when he saw him kissing another man. I'm surprised he wasn't like, oh God, you and Ilya are like really good friends, huh?
Oh, that's why he didn't tell the mom?
Yeah, he just didn't realize yet. There might be another explanation for this.
I'm confused by something,
are
but
the kids doing this these days?
yeah.
What's this new trend?
Is this what 6'7" is?
Gotta mention the boat shoes and Air Maxes underneath the table, which we referenced earlier. But if that's not a perfect encapsulation of the time, there's just 2016, 2015, somewhere around there when this would have happened. Air Maxes in the Raiders colors, by the way. And those like fucking lame ass Sperry's that Shane would absolutely wear. Sorry to Shane, but he would absolutely wear that lame shit. That under the table was very a very nice wink and nod.
And that's how you know he has a stylist, because he's only dressing good in public. Like, when he's dressing himself, that shit looks crazy still.
Chat says, by the way, that he works for the Canadian Treasury, Shane's dad, so we should be putting a little respect on his name. He did play at McGill.
He did play at McGill.
So shout out that legend.
He might be. He could be a good money guy. He just doesn't. The social cues maybe aren't quite there.
Relevant to our interests, Yuna accuses Shane of match fixing.
Yes. Have you ever let him win?
She asks, "You never let him win, did you?" Oh my God. Do you know how many gay athletes there are? Like, what do you think sports would be if people were, if like having a relationship with somebody meant you let them win?
I think that it's cute that she thinks so highly of her son that the only way he could lose is if he was so in love that he would let his lover win.
And also,
which, like, in fairness, we saw what he fucking did at when they played against each other.
Maybe
and
not on
we
purpose, but
talked
he is
about
selling.
his neutral zone behavior. That does have some match fixing to it.
the people I love most are the people I want to destroy the most in a competitive setting. Like if I know you and I care about you, like I'm trying to dunk on you. It doesn't hit. It's like you're doing it to strangers is fun. But
Someone says it's giving Shane Pinto.
Oh my God. Yeah, we got to talk about the plan, which is the plan to move to Ottawa.
Yes.
Or to shift to Ottawa, because Shane's mom has a big old problem with that. And let me tell you, I am on Team Shane's mom. If I'm a Boston fan, which I fucking am, and my captain and star player is so dickmatized that he is abandoning his team that drafted him, that he spent his entire career on, that he's entrusted to captain, to go to Ottawa for a little kissy-kissy. I have no problem with the relationship. I have problem with the hockey implications. Fuck you, Ilya.
It was collectively bargained. When he's a free agent, he's an unrestricted free agent. He's earned. Right. He's spent 7 years in the league. He's able to. He can go where he wants.
I will say, as Shane pointed out, like he is doing it for a good reason. Like there are good reasons in which you would abandon your team. He's not chasing rings and he's not chasing money. He's chasing his heart.
Chasing kissies, which is even fucking worse.
Dude, you
even
ever
worse.
done a kiss though? Like kisses fucking hit so hard. I get it.
Jacob Trouba refused to get traded because where his wife was working. Like, there's reasons that you would.
Yeah, but he was already in that place. He was sticking to that place.
Yeah, but like, he was willing to leave as long as he stayed close to where his wife was originally, at least. Which is like good behavior in my mind. And like, if you're in love, it's bigger than hockey.
Play it out, brother.
It's bigger than hockey.
Play it out. He's playing out his contract. If he demands a trade, yes, I'll give you that. But what I will also give you is you should not forgive him. He fucked your team.
Yeah, no,
he left.
No, Ilya, once he's on Ottawa, he's fucking dead to me.
That's
dead
fair.
to me.
That's a good.
I
good
get
fan.
that. I get him. I think that he's doing the right thing for him, and it fucking hurts when being on your team is not the right thing for somebody, that is a real kick in the you-know-whats. Kyrie Irving used to be my favorite player. This was before he was saying stuff that maybe wasn't so great. And when Kyrie Irving was like, you know what? Boston Celtics, not for me. I was like, so you just go and we don't get anything? Yeah. That hurts, man.
Well, I mean, what Ilya can't do is take a microphone at center ice and be like, I'm not fucking leaving, and then leaving in the following offseason.
Also, chat's accusing me of hating love. I love the Boston Raiders. I am a Boston Raiders fan, and my love for my team comes first. If you abandon the team, I don't care what it's for. I don't care what the reason is. You might be valid in your own personal life, but as a Raiders fan, I get to say fuck you and fuck the rest of your career if you abandon me and Fran for agency. At least demand a trade so we can get something for you.
Oh, so okay, that's fine.
Fair,
but
yeah.
I'm also allowed to remind you, I still don't understand the passport thing of it all, but he wants a Canadian passport for some reason. He doesn't want a Russian passport anymore, and I guess being in Canada is better for that. So what you need to understand is what none of us understand.
Well,
okay?
Well, I don't understand. The thing I'm confused about is people are saying he wants a Canadian passport, but his first idea was marrying an American.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't seem to me...
he still gets the citizenship. I think that he just generally wants North American citizenship.
Yeah, but that's what people are saying. It's like he wants the Canadian one specifically. That's why he's going to go to a Canadian market. It's like, it feels like he just wants, either a Canadian or an American passport, because he mentioned, which...
Let's play. What would you rather have? Which passport?
The American passport.
I mean...
The American passport is the most powerful passport in the world. That's
really?
Yeah, it's just a fact.
A little passport chat.
Yeah. It's maybe not as much... over the last couple of years, it's diminished in value a little bit, but I would say
the Canadian dollar at
in 2020, I would say the American passport is the most valuable passport in the world.
I will say we're kind of even on the not necessarily in weight, but in times that we've seen these players be dickmatized for hockey reasons. Because Shane in the neutral zone, dickmatized, left himself up to getting absolutely obliterated.
Marlo, you motherfucker.
We had yet to see Ilya have the relationship affect his hockey, right?
Oh, great point. Yeah.
So,
I mean, we'll see. Ilya doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would phone it in, even if he's got one foot out of the door. I feel like he's still going to put in effort for his Raiders. He's playing out his contract.
Oh yeah.
If you know you're leaving, request a trade.
I get a little like Manny Ramirez out of Ilya, where even if he doesn't care about the team that much, he wants to, Manny Ramirez, former baseball player, who's just absolute. You never knew whether he cared or whether he whatever, but what you did know is. That guy wanted to take at-bats. That guy wanted to get up there and launch home runs. And I feel that that's even, say what you will about whatever we could project to Ilya on the ice. I think that guy wants to be out there scoring frickin' goals. So I have no concern if I'm a Raiders fan about him going balls to the wall the rest of the way.
Also, you could do a little Mitch Marner. Do a little sign and trade. Give him that 8th year and then ship him off to Ottawa, get something in return.
Not full value.
Not full value. But I mean, you're not getting...
better value than him, yeah.
It was like when people were talking about trading Shane after episode 5.
Also...
you're not getting full value for...
If Ilya's demanding a trade, then you got, questions to ask. Because, him leaving in free agencies, like you said, he might just be chasing money. Maybe there's, some legacy thing, whatever. But if he's demanding a trade out of Boston... And also, when you demand a trade, you don't get to control necessarily where you go. And then if the captain's demanding a trade out of Boston, people are going to be like, what's up with the locker room?
Yeah.
They need a coaching change. Maybe Ilya doesn't want to do all that.
We did not note, by the way, that as Shane's mom is building the brand deck, that Ilya's just putting in the work.
Oh, my God.
Eating the pasta.
Oh, my God.
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice that?
Not
it was
really.
so distracting. My boy was hammering pasta.
I would be too.
His boyfriend was having a panic attack right next to him. He was just fucking slurping that second slurp scene of the episode.
Such a reasonable response. Because
slurps per 60 on this episode, Ilya off the charts.
So Pete or Sean, Pete's head would be down, having a panic attack, and Ilya's
good behavior.
Buddy.
Boyfriend's mom made you a nice plate of pasta. You better fucking enjoy that shit.
That's true.
That thing could be
it's
ice
still
cold.
gonna be there after the panic attack.
Yeah, but if you're sitting there, because then if you're sitting there not really touching your pasta, then Yuna's got to be like, oh, something wrong? Do you not like your pasta, Ilya? And that's awkward.
He was like, what if he was just like, nah, man, I'm just hitting this vodka. This is what I'm up to right now.
Shout out to Dad getting the good stuff.
Yes. So Shane does have, whether it's a panic attack, whether he is very overwhelmed, we can safely say, and his head is down, and he says he's just having a moment. He's freaking out. And Ilya says, as Ilya keeps, not to do the little scorecard on like who's the better boyfriend, whatever, but like Ilya is not afraid of shit now because he says, it's okay. You're all right. Your family's here. Your boyfriend's here. And like a snake charmer, like a snake who has been charmed by a snake charmer.
Yeah, right.
Ilya or Shane pops up. He's like, boyfriend?
Again, second bit of quick work by Ilya handling his business with Shane.
That's because Ilya puts in the work. He eats the pasta.
Ilya rose to the occasion. Like I think he probably was uncomfortable by that too.
He was just carbo loading for boyfriend duties.
He knew what his man needed.
Okay,
Pre-game meal.
They leave and they head back to the cottage. They're together. They're holding hands. They're happy.
In the Range Rover.
They approve of the car, and thus concludes season 1 of Heated Rivalry.
A
plus.
I mean, when we
fuck
hit,
your grading system. A plus.
When we hit episode 3, and we were like, oh damn, okay, like this show has its ability to hit a very high ceiling. Yeah. I did not expect episode 3 to be like maybe ranked 3rd in the list of episode rankings. I think the penultimate episode was the best of the season. It was maybe the best, best episodes of TV in a long time. I thought episode 6 was probably the second ranked episode, in at least in my list. And I would say episode 3 after that. But like the second half of the season, and you can see it in the way that like that the fandom took off and the way that it was perceived by the general public. The second half of this season, just unbelievable TV. Unbelievable TV.
And
300%.
I mean, we said it last week, but not that Jacob Tierney should be worried if people are saying, "Oh, hey, why'd you devote a whole episode to Scott and Kip and everything?" Like, he knew what he had. He knew what he was doing.
It all felt necessary.
He knew what he was setting up, and I never came away from this show saying there were a couple of moments. There was something that was maybe in like one of the earlier episodes where I was like, do I think that Shane would really say that in that moment or whatever? And we kind of talked through it, but for a 6-episode season that spanned years, I think there was maybe one moment where I even had a question of like, is that what that character would be saying right now? Or does that make, or is this like, have we taken a leap with this character? Everything, especially Ilya, everything made total sense.
Yeah.
Everything felt authentic. And I've spoken to so many people about this show.
I know.
And like, man, it was so well done. And as I said, if you haven't watched it, like, I really want you to.
Yeah, right. And you brought that up this point pre-show, and maybe we'll ask a mystery guest at some point later on. The point where episode 6 ends is a really good point to end if this season had even just stood alone as the only season of Heated Rivalry. Like, I'm so happy that we're getting a season 2. I'm really rooting for a season 3. I know that the actors are signed up for it, but even if this was just a 6-episode miniseries and you end at that point, I would say that this was an unbelievable start to finish show.
Also, we have not given Rachel Reid enough love for the source material because a lot of it, and people have told us where like there'll be a part that we really like, and someone will say, like, "Oh, like Jacob actually added that," and I'm like, "Wow, that's incredible." And then I'm like, well, there are so many other parts that people aren't saying. Like that like the source material is so good, and Jacob has certainly spoken to that with us. But damn, like Rachel Reid, thank you. HUDCon, thank you. Cal, thank you. Like this has been, and you said it before we got into all of it, like this was so up our alley that this show came along, and we've loved every second of it. The stuff that we've made for you has been in good faith. It's been a wonderful ride that is not done because we have more to come, including Jacob Tierney back on the show tomorrow. Folks, let's give it up. We got Jacob Tierney back on the show. We had him on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and credit to him. He said he would come back on after the 6 episodes. Man of his word.
Yes.
Man in the crease? No. Man in his word? Yes.
Yes. Unbelievable. We'll talk a lot with him about the show, but we've got questions, and we're going to hit them all with him. He's such a wonderful guy, and he's become a fucking hero of ours for making this show. So he will be back on the show. You will get that tomorrow. So stay here. We absolutely love it. Another thing I need to note, Sean, a last little heated rivalry bit. Could you throw up somebody, not throw up like Shane and Ilya when they're standing in the hall, but
That's throwing up.
if you don't, throwing up.
Fruit.
So if you didn't know before the show, Pete is a Carly Rae Jepsen stan. It's what his life is. I also love Carly Rae Jepsen, but like really, that's Pete's thing. My thing is that I like to craft. I'm a sewer. So when I saw that somebody made Shane's fleece from episode 2 at the Olympics,
Banger.
oh my God. And we discussed, if you haven't seen our episode with Jacob Tierney, the first one, check it out, because we spoke about how good the Olympic stuff was, and specifically how Canada's stuff is so much better in the show than it is in real life. We love our Canadian friends, but typically Canada chunks their stuff when it comes to merchandise, uniforms, whatever. So good.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. And an unbelievable bit of handiwork or crafting.
it looks really good.
It looks so good.
If somebody got me that as a gift and I opened the box, I would cry.
I mean, I would cry because it's Canadian
Canada,
and
yeah.
it looks so good.
What would
and
you
I
do?
would want to wear it. I mean, I would probably give it to you because I know you have no shame.
Yeah.
But I would ask. The second thing I would do would be ask for, can I have a USA version, please?
Although that Americans looked like dog shit. Their merch was not nearly as good.
Yeah, was Vaughn wearing? What was
Yeah.
Vaughn wearing?
I mean, him and Scott Hunter in the coffee shop.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott's American.
I will say one more thing on Heated Rivalry.
That's crazy. Francois
Arnault.
Arnault
I
is
know.
the
Yeah,
American.
I know. But he does look American, kind of.
He looks kind of, I mean, he looks French Canadian, knowing that he's French Canadian.
Yeah.
The thick, dark
He
features.
could pass.
Yeah.
I said at some point during one of our recaps, stop telling us to read the books. Stop telling us to read the books. Not going to fucking do it. I think I'm going to read the books.
Now you
We
can't.
You can be the book guy.
Where are you getting it?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, we have until 2027. And
True. But then you're going to have a bunch of spoilers.
I'm going to have spoilers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
I mean,
more.
I'm not going to have spoilers.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
are.
to read them.
Well,
You're gonna
I
have
mean,
show
you're gonna have spoilers.
spoilers.
For the
I
show.
know, but like,
Because then you're going to be the guy.
but I'm still going to be excited about it. Like I've read a lot of stuff that I've since seen like the screen adaptations for. Like I read Project Hail Mary because I was excited for the movie. I don't care about this. It's not a spoiler if you're getting the experience at some point rather than somebody just telling it to you. Getting the experience in full is not a spoiler.
How about
I
this?
disagree.
Buy the books. I'll buy the books as well in a...
I don't want all of us to read the
No,
books.
no, no. Listen, buy the books as a way of supporting the Heated Rivalry universe in a Rachel Reid take my money way.
Okay.
And then what you do with them is up to you. You want to, maybe you could frame them in your home or put them on a nice little nook, whatever it may be. But what I fear is I want to experience the moments like the end
Yeah.
of season 5, which like blew my mind. I did not know how much time was left in the episode. I didn't know what was happening. I saw that he won the cup. I was so happy. And then bam, bam, I got hit with the two biggest things. And that walk-off line of I'm coming to the cottage was like one of the best moments of my life. And I'm not kidding. I don't want that spoiled by a book.
Yeah, no, I
will pay for.
I
only
get
thing-
it, but like the books hit too.
The books
Like,
hit too. My only thing is
Books
that
need
I
love.
just like we get the book readers respectfully who are like, wait for this thing. It'll make sense later on. And like I like that collectively the three of us have been experiencing this episode by episode and not known what's coming on.
Our ignorance is pretty
And it's
is pretty collective.
Do what
and
you
it's
want.
a good
though.
time.
I mean, I think you should. I wouldn't be mad if you at the most / least read the books that we've already seen.
Yeah.
Like you could like someone said read the first two Heated Rivalry and Game Changers.
That's true. I could do that. I am like
But you're your own
I
man.
have
Do
some
what you want.
I have some time to kill, and reading all the books would have an ease on my mind in terms of avoiding spoilers, because it has been a fucking battlefield out there trying to avoid spoilers during this season 1. So undecided, but I think I'm at least going to read Heated Rivalry.
Jacob
and what the first one?
Game Changers.
Game Changers, yeah.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to What Chaos here on YouTube. You will get everything, daily episodes, player interviews, and so much more. It's all here on the What Chaos YouTube. Hit subscribe.